Well, this is why you can't overreact to one game. Nice shot there by Taylor Hall. Look, Alex Lyon, even in this game, had some really good saves. But the Bruins were just on a mission tonight. Great tip by Coyle. Marchand with a shot on net. Coyle with a fantastic hand-eye coordination. Orlov with a fantastic pass to Pasta. Lyon gets pulled on this shot on a breakaway. I didn't really agree with him getting pulled. This is why you don't overreact to one game. Because games change night in, night out. Bobrovsky made a couple nice saves. And Taylor Hall using his speed and strength. Foligno for the 4th goal. That is the last goal in the night for the Bruins. It didn't matter who was in that against the Bruins tonight. They played really well until around the last 5 minutes, where Florida scored a couple goals. So what are my main takeaway from this game? This is the Boston Bruins you're going to be getting to see a lot more often. I think for a lot of different reasons, the Bruins didn't play up to their standards. And it wasn't just the Bruins' fault. It was the style of play that the Florida Panthers played. The Bruins kind of had a difficult time adjusting. The Panthers are a long and fast team, and they are voracious on the forecheck. And Boston hasn't faced that too much this season. So it was going to take a little bit of time to adjust. And while the Bruins didn't play a perfect game, considering Patrice, Bergeron, and David Krejci did not play tonight, they were missing their 2 top centers, and they pull off this big win. That is a good sign for the Boston Bruins. Until the last 5 minutes of this game, the Panthers weren't really in it. Ullmark made some nice saves, but the Bruins kept most of the dangerous shots at bay. I'm going to reiterate this because I think when people see me make videos in a positive manner, or I'm more like, hey, it's just one game, they don't understand where I'm coming from. I've watched a lot of playoff hockey, a lot of playoff series. I've seen a Bruins team come back from big deficits. I've also seen them choke in big manners like the Flyers in 2010. Series change game by game. And I don't believe in game-to-game momentum. There's some veterans on Florida. There's a lot of veterans on the Bruins. One bad game from either team isn't going to sink them. That's why I don't really worry about teams until they get their backs up against the wall. Now, if Boston lost this game again in embarrassing fashion, yeah, we have some problems here. But the reason why I was so calm and collected, and I think some Panther fans got annoyed at me, is because I also realize Game 2 is Game 2. Game 3 is Game 3. And Game 4 is Game 4. Just like some Bruins fan were claiming a sweep in Game 1, I thought that was foolish. I had some Panther fans thinking they were just going to run 4 straight. These are both very good teams. This is not going to be a cakewalk. The only reason I thought the Panthers would have a difficult time against the Bruins was their goaltending. Now, Alex Lyon, in my opinion, yeah, maybe a couple goals he could have had, has been amazing for them. And they put Sergei Bobrovsky in there. He lets up 1 goal. He looked pretty decent in a couple of shots he faced. But are you going to go back to Sergei Bobrovsky, who struggled all season, for Game 4? Or are you going to go back to the guy that got you there in the first place? It's going to be interesting to see. I personally think it will be a mistake if they go with Bobrovsky. He hasn't done well this season. Maybe the playoffs will bring the best out of him, but Lyon looked good. He made some fantastic one-timer saves that I don't think Bobrovsky would have been able to pull off, but that is just my opinion. Bruins fans, this was a great win for the Bees, but the series isn't over. I could still see this possibly going 6-7, especially if the goaltending for the Florida Panthers hold up. The Panthers have a lot of talent. If you look down the middle, they're one of the deepest center cores in the league, and that is why they're so good on faceoffs. And you can tell the Boston Bruins, without Patrice Bergeron, they're missing that presence. So I would say to both fan bases, this series isn't over. The dynamics change game to game. What we are looking forward to, though, is this. Some great playoff hockey. They were getting after it tonight. The Bruins were on a mission, and when they were on their game, the Panthers were stifled throughout all of it. But I think Maurice, behind the bench, will make adjustments in Florida, and I wouldn't be shocked if Florida pulls off a Game 4 win. I would be interested to know your main takeaway of this game. For me, Charlie Coyle, Pavel Zacha stepped up in the big time in a huge way. Face-off numbers might not be there, but their defensive play in front of the net was just great to see. I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next one.
Without Patrice Bergeron, without David Krejci, but they build up a 4-0 lead.